Hi everyone, I'm Maura with Grow Yoga Chicago, and welcome to today's Gentle Flow and Reset. Today's theme is building rhythm without forcing. So, we have a very gentle practice today that's all about creating rhythm through repetition, not through intensity, right? We're doing everyday yoga practices that are really focused on gentle movements, gently moving, mindfully moving the body, and exploring the breath in coordination. So, I'm going to be offering three really simple poses, some of which might be familiar to you. If they're not, no worries at all. We're going to break them down. And I'm just going to invite you to really be mindful about moving slowly enough to stay connected to your breath. Right? So, taking slow, deep inhalations and exhalations through the nose, if that's comfortable for you, and being really mindful about trying to link movement with breath, right? Those gentle movements with mindful breathing. And remember today's focus, today's theme is building rhythm without forcing, right? Less intensity and building that rhythm through repetition. So, the first pose that we'll explore today is seated cat cow. You may be familiar with doing cat cow in a tabletop position, but today we're going to explore it in a seated position. So, you can either sit comfortably on the floor, again, if that's accessible to you and your body. You can also do this practice in a chair, right? So I'm looking at my chair right there. If you want to do it on a chair or on the edge of a sofa, um, that's totally up to you, right? It's whatever is comfortable and easily accessible for you in your body today. Any comfortable seated position. So you can bring your legs crossed, you can come into half lotus, you can come into full lotus. Just take a seat that feels good to you and your body, making sure that we're not adding stress or tension in the knees. If you want to take a slight elevation in the hips, you can sit on a low fold blanket. But coming into a seated pose, just really settle into the body here. So if it's comfortable for you, you can gently blink the eyes closed. The hands can be placed on the thighs. Just take a moment here to really settle into the breath. So if it's comfortable for you, taking slow, deep inhalations and exhalations through the nose. Just settling into the body, settling into the breath before we invite some gentle movements here. Good. So moving into seated cat cow, take your hands so that your hands are on your knees, right? So your left hand's on your left knee, your right hand is on your right knee. And on the inhale, we're going to gently arch the spine. Think about drawing the heart, the sternum forward. If it's comfortable for you to take your head up, your gaze up, you're welcome to do so. And then on the exhale, round through the spine. Use the traction of the hands against the knees to create space and broaden open through the upper back. Take your gaze down towards your navel or your belly. Second time, we're going to gently pull back on the knees, drawing the heart center, the sternum forward, arching through the spine, opening up the thoracic spine here. And on the exhale, slowly rounding through the back, rounding through the shoulders, creating space and expansion. The gaze comes down towards the belly and the navel as you hollow out the lower abdominal. Good, you're welcome to move with your own inhalations here for as many cycles as you like. Again, beginning to wake up the spine, wake up the back line of the body, broadening through the collarbones. If there's any movements that you want to take here, maybe a figure eight or a circle in the torso, the ribs one way and then the other. Just whatever really feels good here to open up the torso, creates more space for fresh oxygen, fresh breath to come in with those slow, deep, juicy, beautiful inhalations and exhalations. You're welcome to do that. So our second pose that we are going to explore will be a half sun salutation. So that means we're going to come up to standing, and you can do that however comfortable you can. If you need to rest your hands on a chair or a sofa, or if you want to come up to your knees first and then slowly make your way to standing. Again, whatever is safe for you in your body. You'll come to standing here in your half sun salutation. Your feet can be hip width distance apart if that's comfortable for you. Your arms Just lie heavy at your sides. You can close your eyes for a moment or take your gaze down. Really settle into your space here before we take any movement, right? Whether we're seated or standing, you really want to get your foundation and base before you invite any gentle movements to the body. So feel your feet rooting down into the earth, really pushing through the big toes, the pinky toes, feeling the heels, that tripod of the feet, holding up your weight of the body. Good. And then on the inhale, we're going to lengthen the arms out wide, slowly, like you're moving through honey or water, taking the arms up overhead, either keeping the arms shoulder width distance apart, or you can also bring your palms to touch, taking your gaze up at the hands if that's comfortable on the neck. And then on the exhale, we're going to swan dive forward, pushing the hips back. Take a generous bend in the knees as your torso, your head come forward into this standing forward fold. Good. Taking one inhale here, deep bend in the knees, allowing the back to release here in this forward fold. And then on your next inhalation with those deep bend in the knees, you're going to roll up to standing, stacking one vertebra at a time. The head is last to rise, coming back up to where we started in mountain pose. Good. Once we make our way to mountain pose, again, on your next deep, slow inhalation, take the arms out, really spread your wings, open up through the chest, broaden through the collarbones. The arms continue up, either shoulder width distance apart, or you can bring your palms to touch. Lengthen through your tailbone here, right? So a neutral spine. You can keep your gaze forward and down, or if it's comfortable on the neck, you can take your gaze up to your hands, testing your balance here. On the exhale, swan dive forward, bringing your heart, your sternum, your chest, your torso forward as your hips push back. Remember that deep, generous bend in your knees to relieve any tension or stress in the lower back here. Good. Releasing the lower back. And then on your next inhalation, again, deep, generous bend in the knees, coming up to standing, stacking one vertebra at a time as your torso comes up, head is last to rise. Remember, we're moving slow, like we're moving through water or honey, really intentional with our breathing here. Good. Let's take the arms up overhead one more time, expanding through the chest, the pecs, the armpits, the arms, and then the palms to touch. And on the exhale, draw the palms back down through heart center. Eyes can be closed or a soft gaze at the floor. Take one inhalation here through the nose. And then let's open mouth exhale, let it go. Good. Gently blinking open the eyes, bringing the arms down at your side. And that concludes the second pose. So the third pose that we're going to do is again going to be from standing. So you're perfect in your position as is. Your feet are hip width distance apart. And we're going to come into that forward fold that we moved through in half sun salutation, but we're going to take a few cycles of breath in it. So take a deep inhalation through the nose. And then on that exhale, you can bend the knees, push the hips back as your torso comes forward, engaging the lower abdominals here to protect the lower back. And allow the torso, the arms, the head to fold forward in this forward fold position and just really release here. So there's a deep, generous bend in the knees if that's comfortable for you. Think about resting the torso on the thighs if that's accessible to you. You can test with bending the knees as much as is needed to see if you can get that torso down to the thighs. If you have blocks that you want to rest your forearms on, you're welcome to do so. I have 2 blocks right here, so I'm going to grab those and demonstrate that for you. You can also use a stack of books if that's something that you have, and just allowing the arms to rest on that slight elevation, again with a deep, generous bend in the knees. You're welcome to grab for opposite elbows if that's accessible to you to, again, allow gravity to do its own work here so we're not forcing, right? Remember the theme of class. We're not forcing with intensity here. We're creating a rhythm through repetition. If you have opposite elbows, you can gently sway side to side here to invite A little stretch and mobility in the side body with this lateral side twist in our standing forward fold. Good. And then if you have opposite elbows, you can release it either down to the blocks or allow the arms just to hang heavy here. And then on your next inhalation, take that deep, generous bend in the knees. Same thing coming up. We're going to roll up, stacking the vertebra one on top of the other. The head is last to rise. We're slow moving through honey here. Tucking the tailbone as we're coming up slightly to protect the lower back, engaging the lower abdominals, and then coming up to our mountain pose where we started. The arms can hang heavy at your side. I invite you to close your eyes or take a soft gaze at the floor in front of you. And just take stock of the breath here in this moment after these 3 gentle poses that we did. Good. So that is today's gentle flow and reset for you. Again, really slow, intentional movements. Each of these poses invites a soft opening, a gentle release. You can do any one of those 3 poses on its own, going through a number of repetitions and holding the poses for a few moments. You can also do any combination of those or do all 3, right? That's a really nice, sweet, restorative practice that you can do. You could do it anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And again, just being really mindful about linking movement with breath and being intentional with those slow, deep inhalations and exhalations, and taking those really intentional, slow movements with the body. I keep saying it like you're moving through water or honey, just really feeling all of the sensations, the opening in the body as you link movement with breath. There's a lot of power in that. So thank you so much for practicing with me today, and we will see you next time.